Hey guys. So, we have a new game. I'm not gonna stream Mermaid Splash because it's too much for my laptop. It's too much for my laptop. I can't stream and play that game. I could play it just fine on my laptop, but if I try to stream it, my doesn't look that great. Okay. So I don't know that much about this game. I just know there's a Cupid in there. And you play as a gay alien boy, I think. Also, the game is called Cupid Date. So let's hope for the best. Hopefully I'm loud enough. Okay, this is gonna slow down my laptop a little bit. Because I don't open the game beforehand because that CPU. Okay, can we see it? Can we see it? Okay, you saw it. Let me put volume on my end. I did do a test record. And I just need to talk louder because again, it's the same thing with my other streams where I start mumbling a lot. So let's do this. When I came to college, I thought that things would be different. Let me move my mouse. That I would be different. I thought I would grow, change overnight into the kind of person I always wanted to be. The Kale who had so much trouble with people. I thought I was leaving him behind. But instead, of course you're still in your pajamas. What? Is there something wrong with that? It's only noon, isn't it? They put me and Sugar together in the same dorm room, I think because they didn't know where else to put either of us. There's usually at least a handful of students with compatible living needs that can go together. Giants and Nagas get the rooms with the tall doors, or nymphs and snow people get the ones with bigger bathtubs. That was just the way... Ooh. I should remind everyone that I'm horrible with names. That was the way, or just reading in general. That was the way Strathmore did things, and it usually worked out, even if the roommates didn't get along. But Sugar and I didn't have anything in common except that we were both a headache for the administration. He was a Cupid, the Cupid to be specific, which meant that all he needed to do was to make matches and help people find love. Cupids were as varied from one to the next as they could possibly be. Some of them were recorded to have lived 100 years, spotted here and there and everywhere in history, and nobody knew why. And when one Cupid died, the next Cupid after him started up the job. On the other hand, there wasn't exactly a shortage of aliens. Since my great-grandma crash-landed on Earth 100 years ago, marking first contact, most of us had just stuck to high-tech science labs and reclusive existence. But we were here. Once, one of my grandmas told me that aliens had been on Earth forever, years and years before they saw her mother crawl out of a spaceship in Switzerland. According to her, I wasn't even the first half-human to be born here, not by a long shot. The only thing that made me really different was that I wasn't as good at science, or math, or music, as most aliens were. I didn't really have any marketable skills that the government could hire me for, or any talent that meant I could just be a hermit living off royalties. Unlike my cousins or my siblings, I kind of had to be here. And because there was only ever one living Cupid at a time, and because aliens almost never went to college, it had been a while since Strathmore College had to figure out living situations like this. So they stuck us together and called it a day. Seriously, that's the excuse you're going to go with for still being in your pajamas? It's already noon on a Tuesday. Ooh. And for the love of me, this is going to be harder than I thought. Okay, sugar, keep it together. Just get your hermit roommate out of the building and it'll be fine. Anyway, time for you to get dressed. Why? No time for questions. Get ready. Hurry up. Sugar didn't have a great concept of personal space. Chop chop. So, why exactly are we here again? A once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. You'll see. I'm not exactly sure I want to see. Look, can I at least explain what it is we're here for before you decide to dislike the whole idea already? Whoa. That was a train wreck. Wait, what was the question? Can you at least, okay. Yes. I weighed the options. Either I said no and maybe missed out on him offering to help me with my math homework, or I said yes and got to sit here drinking more of my mocha. Mocha? Mocha. Ooh, that's my fault. I went with the mocha. Yes. Good, thank you. Now I just have to... Whoa! There we go. Woo! What, really nothing? No reaction at all to my super cool transformation? You told me to wait and see what we're here for before I made up my mind about anything. So I'm waiting. And not... that's not what I... Ah, forget it. Doesn't matter. Anyway, on to the important stuff. I looked back at my drink on the table. He probably wasn't talking about offering to get me another iced mocha, but I wanted one anyway. I decided to help you. With what? Math homework? No, I think that's a lost a lost cause. He's not wrong. I know where you're going to meet the love of your life. Oh, sure. Really? Yep. Right here in this cafe. And you should probably put your arms back down. The barista's already staring. I don't want him to kick us out. Oh. Sorry. But, how? When? Why? Look around. I looked around. There wasn't really... there weren't many people in here, so it was easy to take stock of everyone. Oh! Oh, cute! There was a nymph who looked like he couldn't decide if he wanted to mind the distracted barista about his order or not. Excuse me. Oh, vampire! Okay. That vampire tucked away in the corner on the verge of delight, shouting into his laptop about some game I didn't play. I'm telling you, Mark, you should try a tank build. No, all these boys, very cute. And the Naga who'd cut in front of us in line without even turning around, staring the excited vampire down. Ugh. The barista disappeared into the back as soon as I turned to look at him, so it was just the three other customers, Sugar and me. Okay, I looked. Now what? I have a secret trick that'll guarantee you to get at least one date with one of these guys. Probably more. Really? You can? Kale, please put your arms down. Arms down, Kale. Don't draw attention to us. Right, sorry. But you're serious. You can do that? I'm Cupid, remember? I've got my own magic tricks up my sleeve. So without looking up again, which one do you like the most? Dude, I like that vampire. Or the Naga. No, they're all so good. I can't decide. No, this is horrible. I can't decide who. The Naga, the vampire, the nymph. Usually, like, the last option I choose ends up being my my favorite, so the last option would be the nymph. So let's go with the nymph. We'll go with the old tradition of choosing my least interested that ends up being my favorite and hope for the best. The nymph. I'm surprised he managed to string a single coffee order together. No, he's too cute. He's me. Well, no, maybe probably not. That's one of the most nervous people I've ever seen in my life. I thought he was cute. Am I sure I want to go on a date with a nymph? I don't know. Yes. Yes. Yeah, him. Got it. You head back to the room and let me work my magic. I feel like it's cheating now, because is it magic or are you just like wingman? I'll be back in half an hour tops. With the date all set up for you. There was no reason for me to stick around, so I did what he said and headed back, my mind buzzing. It wasn't even 15 minutes later by the time Sugar texted me to let me know that Yusuf? Yusuf. Is that how you say it? Yusuf. Again, I'm terrible at reading. My boyfriend-to-be wanted to get lunch in the cafeteria tomorrow. It was hard not to see Yusuf in the courtyard outside the cafeteria when I finally shrugged out with my tray. He was sitting alone, tucked away in a tiny corner where nobody would bother him. Except me. Yusuf, hi! It's Kale, put your arms down. Hello. Oh, hello. I sat down next to him, starting to dig into my lunch, and waited for him to say something. And waited. And waited. I got tired of waiting and figured I'd ask something myself. You're on the swim team. What do you do for fun? Why would... This is a very random question. This is a very loaded question. What do you do for fun? I like to play video games. Oh, any favorites? Not really. Okay. You should speak up more. You're being really quiet. Okay. I'd rather someone tell me you should speak up more instead of someone telling me you're being really quiet. Just thinking about someone saying that to me, just ugh. You should speak up more. I can barely hear you. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not being a good date, am I? I was so busy trying to remember where I've seen you before. Do we have any classes together? Maybe? I squinted. Not that he'd been... I squinted. Not that have been able to see it behind the mask, and thought about it for another second. Oh, history of aeronautic web design? Ooh, that's a word I'd never say. I've seen your hair in the lecture hall before. Oh, that's the one. That's the one. Do you like the class? Did you do the homework? I feel like that's the wrong thing to say, because, like, I want to copy your notes or something. Do you like the class? I think it's amazing. I never knew all the thought and planning that went into all of this. It's absolutely astonishing. I know, like, all the things they learned about supernovas, and everything they considered when they wanted to teach it to people here on Earth. Humans are really cool sometimes. Is it... It is. For your major? Is it for your major? Woo. Woo. We're reading. We're reading. No, I don't have one yet. I just thought it looked fun. Me too. You guys. What about you? What's your major? I'm in pre-med. I wanted to be in orthopedic surgeon. It's a lot of work, and it doesn't leave me a lot of time to cosplay as much as I used to, but this is what I want to do. Wait, did I read that right? Was it cosplay? He sounded serious in a way I hadn't. He sounded serious in a way I hadn't heard anyone here before. Hear be before. I feel like that's weird, but maybe it's my brain. Almost like my cousins or my siblings. It's weird. What's weird? I know I should be more cautious, especially with someone I just met, but before I even met you, I trusted you. Oh, I hope that's not bad. That never happens with me. Before he'd met me, he trusted me. When he'd had no reason to trust me. When all he had to go on was whatever Sugar said or did. My throat... My throat went dry. Sugar did something. What? I looked into Yusuf's... Oh my god, no. Dream Daddy, go away. I looked into Yusuf's confused wide eyes, and I did the only thing I could to get away from the realization the guy was on a date with us. Oh no! Oh, I'm already getting shocked that I can't read it. The only thing I could do to get away from the realization the guy I was on a date with was under a love spell. I ran. Oh, Kale. For a while after that, I just walked. I walked around campus, looking at all the people, looking at how many of them didn't even really look at me. Maybe they glanced at the mask, but none of them stared very long. And the whole time I walked, I thought. Everything that had just happened swimming around in my brain and weighing it down. Oh, Kale. Baby Kale. I came back late, way later than the lights were usually out in our dorm room, but Sugar was still awake. Hey, welcome back! How was it? The awful feeling from earlier was still clinging tightly to the back of my throat. But Sugar couldn't see my face, couldn't tell that I was about 5 seconds away from crawling on the ceiling and melting into the tiles to escape the terrible guilt. If I pretended the date worked for now, then broke up with Yusuf later, Sugar would undo the spell himself, right? I pulled the social script out of my mind's back pocket and put all of my ability to pretend to smile into my voice. Totally awesome! I had a blast! Really? It wasn't awkward at all? Should it have been? Ideally, no, but... No, it was great, thank you. So you're sure about this? You think he's someone you could fall in love with? Oh no. I didn't know what he was asking me. Oh god! To be honest, I still don't know how much he expected. How much of this was all his setup. But I knew what he wanted to hear. I could already be in love with him. I mean, I never been in love with anyone before, but if this is what it's like, it's great. Only one date and already could be head over heels. He's great, you know, just so great. Oh. Is something wrong? Is that weird? It's weird, right? No, the opposite. This is great. I'm so happy I could help you. I wasn't sure if I... Hold up, guys. I have dry lips. And I need water. Oh, this music, though. Okay. Music, please. I wasn't sure if it would work out. I was almost worried. I was worried. His genuine relief seemed strange, the way his overinvestment had been from the start. But I didn't get a chance to call him out on it. Call him on it? Before I could even thank him, Sugar turned out the lights and turned away from me. Oh. Does Sugar like us? His back stayed to me as he got in bed, curling up so tight that the darkness made it seem like he's disappeared. I can almost remember what that shape would look like, a distant shadowy lump in the other side of the room. It's a memory just outside the reach of my mind's eye. And after that, he really did disappear. Oh. Even after he was gone, his toothbrush never moved from its spot on the bathroom counter. Nobody ever came to pick up the expensive clothes he tossed all over his bed. His homework stayed right where he'd left it, long after it would have been overdue. But he was just gone. It took me 2 weeks of quiet, all too subtle hints to realize that the spell had gone wrong and Yusuf wanted to leave too. Was long gone. Yusuf wanted to leave, okay. Something about the magic Sugar had done had worn off apparently, so my relief and my guilt and my worry about his safety got all tangled up together. At least I didn't have to worry about dragging a nymph into this kind of relationship, and it had been Sugar's magic, and I didn't think this was supposed to wear off. And Sugar never came back. Did I get a bad end, guys? And I was alone! Bad end! No! Well, there we go. Bad end. Oh my god. Oh, that's new. Well, actually, that's not new. Usually, like, a lot of short visual novels really trip me up. So, start again. Let's go. Let's skip. Because it's gonna skip all dialogue that I've read before. Let's go with no. Let's save here. Save. Okay. Return. No. No. I don't like the build-up. Man, you're unbelievable sometimes. I'm going to get you... I'm going to get on with it anyway. When he was this excited, there was no stopping that train. Now I just have to... transform! There we go. Really? What? Really? Nothing? No reaction at all to my super cool transformation. You told me to wait and see what we're here for before I made up my mind about anything. So I'm waiting. That's not what I... forget it. Doesn't matter. Anyway, on to the important stuff. I looked back at my drink on the table. He probably wasn't talking about offering to get me another iced mocha, but I wanted one anyway. I decided to help you. With what? Math homework? No, I think that's a lost cause. He's not wrong. Alright, okay, let's skip. Okay, let's try again. Oh, maybe I just chose the wrong options. Look, I'm terrible at this. The nymph. Skip. Are you sure? Oh, wait, hold up. These are really tiny. I can't see them. It's time to save scum. No. Wait, no. Let me think about it again. Oh, it just goes back to the 3. Okay. Let's go back. Load. Let's just go with yes. Yes. Unless that changes things, but... Yeah, him. Got it. Ooh. Oh, you on the swim team. Huh? I'm gonna be suffering. Let's go. Are you on the swim team? No. Fuck. You know what? Let's just go with the... I'm super nervous. What do you do for fun? I like to play video games. Oh, any favorites? Not really. You're being really quiet. You're being really quiet. Oh, okay. I feel like that sounds better. Am I talking too much? Sorry. No, don't apologize. I was just thinking, do we have classes together? Do we have a class together? Maybe? I squinted, blah blah blah. Oh, history. I've seen your hair in the lecture hall before. Ah, that's the one. Oh god. Stab me! They happen so quickly, I can't. Did you do the homework? I'm like quietly going back. I don't want to do that question. You like the class? I think it's amazing. Orthopedic surgeon. What? 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 No! Hold up! Am I supposed to do this in order or something? Oh my god, let's just go with did you do the homework? Did you? No. Me neither. It looked hard. Is it for your major? No, I don't have one yet. I just looked at fun. What about you? What's your major? Orthopedic surgeon. Oh wait, this was the one where he talked about cosplay? Yeah, okay. It's weird. What's weird? Oh my god, is this just bad all around? Is this just bad times all around? Fucking... Hold up. Let's just mess up. Let's just mess up everything. Skip it. I want the vampire. Let's actually save it here.